Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
I started playing my music from my Urge subscription, and Urge is a service from MTV that integrates with Windows Media Player that allows me to access millions of songs and albums on their network. I choose to use that as my music subscription service because I don't believe in the a la carte model that Apple pushes with iTunes. I would like to pay a monthly subscription fee and then access an unlimited amount of music from my desktop, because sometimes I'm in the mood for The Doors, and sometimes I'm in the mood for They Might Be Giants, and sometimes I'm in the mood for Weird Al Yankovic, and it will range from, eclectic taste to eclectic taste. Yeah, I'm eclectic is the easiest way to describe my musical tastes. So when it comes to actually broadcasting music and maybe putting music inside a podcast, it becomes a little trickier. Now, the other day we talked about Creative Commons and how artists can apply certain licenses to their music. There is a question that has been asked specifically by the Core Man. He says, where's a good resource to find music for use in podcasts that's free from copyrights? And the one resource that I thought about is run by a friend of mine, CC Chapman and Adam Curry from Podshow, specifically music.podshow.com. The term you want to look for when you're looking for music that is safe to play in podcasts is PodSafe. And at music.podshow.com, you're going to find every single song linked here is ready for you to be able to play back inside your podcast. Or I could go through and have a playlist, and I always play this music in the background during my live broadcast without having to worry about paying someone for music rights or whatever. They ask for certain things in exchange for you playing back the music, and i.e. would be attribution. But in some cases, all it takes is just emailing the artist. I've done this many times. Another one of my favorite groups of musicians would be the 8-Bit Peoples, and I've played them back on the podcast here before, or the video cast, or whatever you want to call this thing that I'm doing, and that's artists who have remixed using 8-bit synthesizers, remixed these tunes, some familiar tunes and some, their own creations, and the sound, in my opinion, is just, I like that sound. And they didn't have a license for their music at the time. They didn't have a Creative Commons license. And I emailed the person who has assembled the 8-Bit Peoples, and I said, hey, do you mind if I play your music back? He says, no, not at all. Just give us attribution. I'm like, great, no problem. So even if they don't have a license for their music, especially if they're an indie artist, sometimes just asking them for permission will get you kind of far. I mean, a lot of these indie bands are just looking for any kind of coverage. They'll take any coverage over none at all, unless, of course, they're freaking insane and they think that people are going to listen to their music only by buying the full album or even part of the album. I've said this before about content specifically related to content available online. You have a worse problem if people aren't listening to your music at all than if they're pirating it or if they want to steal your music. That's a better, quote-unquote, problem to have. What do you guys think? Where do you go to find pod-safe music or music that's available for you to play back in your podcasts? Again, I like the PodSafe Music Network. That's at music.podshow.com. What about you? Any other resources we should be looking at? Believe you me, I listen to music a lot. In fact, I hum music, and that really upsets Ponzi. That's kind of why I do it. Shh. Hopefully she won't watch this video. Anyway, leave a comment, follow-up remark, or whatever. Or if you want us to listen to some new music, maybe you've got a band you'd like us to listen to. If you're an artist, I'd love to hear what you got. BradSucks.net, I love him. Brad sucks. No, really, he does. And if you don't believe me, go ahead, Google him. He likes it when people Google him, because Brad sucks. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let us know. And, of course, swing by the chat room. Drop us a few links that we should be listening to. I'd be happy to play back any pod-safe music or any safe music that I can play back on the live stream without having to pay anybody, because I just don't have that much money. Again, if you haven't figured it out by now, you can find us where these people say you can find us. That's at live.perillo.com.